Hello everyone, Chad here with Kinetics for another at-home or travel workout. We're going to go through our prep, sweat, and breathe portion today. Keep in mind there are ranges given for the repetitions as well as the sets and duration for you to be able to adjust this workout so that it fits whatever time you have available, as well as catering to your current fitness level. We'll offer some areas where you can potentially add some load if you have dumbbells or kettlebells or a band, but you shouldn't need that for anything that we're doing. Cool, so let's get started. We're gonna have our prep section first is 3 to 4 sets of the following movements. 1 minute multi-direction squat or multi-pattern squat, 8 to 10 reps of a down dog to tall plank with a shoulder tap, 8 to 10 reps of a long lunge, and then 8 to 10 dead bugs. So our multi-pattern squat, we're just basically changing position every single rep. So I might start with my traditional air squat stance where I normally stand to squat. That's gonna kind of be my home base. And then every time I squat, I'm gonna get a rep, and then I'm gonna change. Maybe it's a lunge, okay, variation. Maybe it's a wider squat stance, a more narrow squat stance. Okay, so each time that I perform a rep, I'm just gonna change my foot placement slightly, remembering I can always come back to that home base of my regular squat stance. You're doing that for 1 minute. After that, down dog to tall plank with a shoulder tap, starting in that down dog position, and I'm gonna drive forward to a tall plank, touch the shoulder, touch the shoulder. Okay. On those shoulder taps, we're trying not to shift our body weight too much, so we're fighting that, and we definitely don't want to rotate a lot through the hip. Okay, so brace through your belly, squeeze your butt, rigid plank position as you bring that hand up to the opposite shoulder with control. After that, our long lunge. This is just an elongated walking lunge. So I'm going to take a big step forward and stand. If you don't have a lot of space, you can just turn right around, do that opposite leg. Okay? But we're just elongating what the step would normally be in a walking lunge. Cool? 8 to 10 reps total there. So you end up with 4 or 5 on each leg. After that, we have dead bugs. Getting ourselves down onto the floor. Brace through your belly, pushing your low back into the floor. Thighs are straight up and down. Arms are straight up and down, and I'm going to reach with my opposite hand and opposite foot. Come back to center, reach, come back to center, so on and so forth. You have 8 to 10 total reps there, making sure the whole time staying braced through your belly, and you can feel contact on the floor with your lower back. If you feel your lower back start to peel up off the floor, just try shortening that range of motion just a little bit, okay? Really work on that brace. Once you get 3 to 4 sets done there, we're moving into our sweat piece. Movements today for our sweat, pretty common, pretty simple. We'll talk about those first, and then we'll talk about the structure of the workout. You'll be doing push-ups, sit-ups, and squats, okay? As far as the push-ups go, keep in mind, we're looking for a nice solid plank position, thinking of it being a moving plank. So once I set up, squeezing my butt, everything's braced. The only thing moving is the only thing flexing are my elbows and shoulders, right? The rest of my body moves like a plank. If I can elevate my hands onto something like a plyo box, right, I can certainly do that. Same rules apply, rigid plank position, okay, going into that push-up, right? If I don't have something to elevate my hands, I can do these on my knees, although we don't love that option because a lot of people push their hips back. So just make sure if you're going on your knees, you're squeezing your butt and you're still creating that nice straight line from whatever is touching the floor, in this case being your knees and your shoulders. Okay? If you're pretty strong with push-ups and you want to, this will be more of a faster moving workout, but you certainly could put a band on and use that for doing banded push-ups. All right, sit-ups, feet flat on the floor. Okay, and we're sitting up. I like to tap the heels or the ankles. Okay, just giving myself something to reach for as I sit up. Try not to use a lot of momentum, throwing your arms forward for these. As you move on from those, it'll be 3 to 5 push-ups, 5 to 7 push-ups or sit-ups, and then 7 to 9 squats. So you'll make your way onto your feet. Nice solid air squat position here. Okay, torso upright. Okay, hips below, parallel at the bottom of the movement. You have 7 to 9 reps there. So it's 3 to 5 push-ups, 5 to 7 sit-ups, 7 to 9 squats. I would recommend at least trying your first round without any additional weight or resistance. If you're really good and comfortable with all of these movements and the transition from one to the other, then by all means, grab a band, put it up, set it up for push-ups. You could add a dumbbell, holding a dumbbell for your sit-ups. And for squats, again, you could use a band or some sort of dumbbell or kettlebell, sandbag, whatever you might have available to load those movements up. All right? Structure of the workout. You're going to be doing 5 to 7 sets of 2-minute intervals. Okay? So every 2 minutes, your job is to complete 3 rounds of those 3 movements we just went over. So when you start your timer, okay, you'll have 2 minutes of time to accomplish 3 sets of 3 to 5 push-ups, 5 to 7 sit-ups, 7 to 9 squats. Whatever time is remaining at the end of that, you have to rest. Okay, so there should be an interval. You shouldn't be working right up until 1 minute and 57 seconds and then starting the next one. If you are, something's going on with transitions or rep ranges where they're a little bit too high for what's intended today, you should have plenty of rest before starting the next interval. So basically you're doing 5 to 7 2-minute intervals. Okay, so you'll need a timer of some sort. We like the push press timer. It's easy to see, it's audible, it's free, it's just a nice timer. So look that up if you haven't already, the push press timer app. Every 2 minutes you will start at your push-ups. You'll do push-ups, sit-ups, and squats for 3 sets or 3 rounds of those movements. Again, rep scheme is 3 to 5 for the push-ups, 5 to 7 for the sit-ups, 7 to 9 for the squats. If you can load those movements up and still allot yourself enough time to finish and have some rest, by all means do so. If you do not have equipment and you're really quick with these, you're finishing, you can certainly add some tempo, okay? You can add a few reps in terms of volume if you're really strong with all these body weight movements. That's a great way to kind of manipulate this and make it your own. But we'll go through that work, and then the last piece we have is our breathe section. Please don't skip this. Make sure that you integrate these last 5 minutes of deep belly breathing. Today we're going to be doing that in a forward fold position, so just seated on the floor, reaching forward toward your toes. Relaxing here, letting your breath get you deeper into that stretch. And if you can, extend this time an extra 5, maybe 10 minutes, depending on what you have available, and integrate some mindfulness or meditation. We definitely recommend that. It's a great idea to kind of get a little bit of extra space mentally for yourself at the end of your workout. Enjoy, and we'll see you next time.